I'm Robyn Griggs Lawrence, Editor-in-Chief of Natural Home Magazine. And today our art director, Michelle Gallons, is going to share with us some of the very cool painting techniques that she's come up with and that she's used in her own home. These techniques have been featured in Natural Home Magazine. They're a great way to spruce up, to freshen up any room in your home, to really bring in a new look. And Michelle has used paints that are low in volatile organic compounds. That's a very key point here. Volatile organic compounds are the cause of that nasty new paint smell that many of us know well after we've painted a room with traditional paints and then realized, oh my goodness, I can't go into this room for weeks on end. The reason for that smell is that volatile organic compounds, which are basically chemical compounds that off-gas into a room at normal room temperatures, are basically off-gassing solvents and all sorts of nasty chemicals that we don't want to be breathing into our homes. So these days, the good news is there's a range of paints available in low or zero VOC formulas. And these paints work just as well as the traditional paints. And the great news is you can paint a room and sleep in it that night. They're that healthy.
There's certain tools that you will need to complete your job and make it look beautiful just the way you want it. These are a few things that I like to have on hand that I think are essential. One is, first we start with the low VOC paint. Olympic is what my hardware store has readily available, and so that's usually the paint that I go with. And you need one of these little painter keys that are on top, easily to open the lid. A little patch and spackle, fix all those little holes. Newspaper, paint sticks. The blue masking tape, which is a low tack tape, so it's easily peeled off the wall and doesn't take any paint or anything else with it. This here is a secret to most professionals. It's a painter's caulk, and what it is you put the blue tape on and you seal it with the painter's caulk that will show in a segment in 2 weeks. So you can paint over it and it gives you the perfect lines, which I will show you shortly. That is the gun to allow you to apply it. Invest in some nice rollers, a small and or a large depending on the job. A small roller is nice for little places that are harder to get, and you need to have a nice big roller. You want to look for a roller that has for your wall, if it's texture, smooth, rough, those kind of things. And then last but not least, you need to have some brushes to cut it with. Invest in some good brushes because you can wash them out and reuse them over and over again instead of a one-time job and you throw it away. So get some nice good bristle brushes that will last. These ones don't look all that nice. I've actually had these for years, so you'll see paint stains all over them. And that's what they're used for. And also too, you need a tray. If you use less than 5 gallons, use a tray like this and a little liner inside or no liner. Everything is washable if you use an acrylic paint. If you don't use an acrylic paint and use a oil-based paint, which I don't recommend for inside, you definitely need, it's a bigger job to clean up all those kind of things. So I'm going to show you some examples of things that I have done with just these few supplies. We just finished this room here with a nice warm chocolate paint. Everything's cut and nicely trimmed with the white. That's why you want to be able to cut the walls. And we did 3 colors in this room. We have the light blue and this moon color on top. We started masking off the walls, taking light plates off. We already did 2 colors on the ceiling and taped off, so it's ready for the 3rd color. As you can see, everything is taped and primed. And so now what we're doing is we're finishing up the caulking, which you probably can see here, the little white bead that's around the wall. That little white bead seals the tape and it's paintable, so you get that perfect line, which is a painter's secret.
So what you've got is a latex painter's acrylic caulking. That latex, make sure it's paintable. Painter's meaning that it is paintable. White is a safe choice. That way you can see where you have caulked and where you haven't. If you get clear, then it's a little difficult to see. So you're just going to nip the tip off the caulk, put it in your caulking gun, and just do a light bead of caulk. Now what you're going to do is take a damp rag get your finger wet, and you're going to run and press along the tape and the wall at the same time. Continue this all the way through. You go ahead and paint. And when you're done painting, you just take down your tape and you'll have a nice straight line. Now begin to cut the room. That tip that we showed you previously about caulking is more for when you're going to meet two colors together. And here we have on the ceiling a nice blue and coming up with this chocolate. That's where this really pays off as far as the neatness and sharpness of the line. Okay, now I'm rolling this darker brown over this beige. Okay, now we're going to remove the tape with the caulking on it. And you can see it's a nice, crisp, straight line between the two painted surfaces.
Now the tape has been removed, and here's the three colors, a different one for the ceiling, different one for the little soffit, and then the chocolate on the walls, and you can see the straight lines. This room here, what we ended up doing is we had the whole house painted one color, but we did an accent wall, which really kind of pops things, brings them together really nicely, and it's just fun to add one little spice of color. Finally, to show you how you can even have more fun than doing an accent wall or just like we showed you with the three colors, here's something we did two colors. We did stripes in the room. Makes it kind of fun, really playful. The ceiling a little bit a different color with an accent. But once again, very simple furnishings for a child's room. But have some fun with color. Color is nothing to be afraid of. Enjoy. Hopefully I'll inspire you to try something new.
Don't forget to check out more how-to videos at naturalhomemagazine.com.